Hi, it's Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Thursday, April 23rd, Shakespeare's birthday, now that I think about it, 2026. Well, it's certainly a great day to be rather than not to be. In fact, it's what I call a chameleon day. It's a day where more than one planet changes signs. In this case, it's both the moon and Venus. Very lovely energy today. Let me explain. The sun is at 3 moving to 4 degrees of practical, steady as she goes, earth sign Taurus. The moon is beginning the day in the latter degrees of ultra-sensitive water sign Cancer, but then moves into the grand and glorious fire sign of Leo, always in the gold here when the moon is in Leo. Well, the moon begins the day, as I said, in Cancer, and its first aspect is a hard squared 90-degree angle from 27 of Cancer to Chiron, cold wounded healer, 27 of Aries. That's early, 7:36 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:36 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Issues can come up in the morning. That's what that aspect means. So easy does it first thing in the morning. Midday or so, the moon just about to move into Leo at 29 degrees. The last degree of Cancer makes harmonious 60-degree angles to both Venus and Uranus, which are about to conjoin at 29 of Taurus. But the first sextile to Venus is very lovely energy, 11:52 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:52 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Very loving, soft, sweet energy. Then the moon sextiles Uranus, also at 29 of Taurus, at 12:28 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 8:28 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's kind of a do something different, anything that is different kind of energy. And then the moon moves into Leo, 12:41 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 8:41 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The moon shifts into something more buoyant and external and very expressive. It's just, moon in Leo is like a fun period. And then the first aspect the moon makes in Leo is a harmonious flowing trine to Neptune, the planet of dreams and visions. Nice meditative energy, and that is what begins our evening, 5:57 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 1:57 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And if that weren't enough, Venus then conjoins Uranus, which is hey, you want to get freaky? This is kind of do the unusual thing here when it comes to your personal life, or it could be maybe a financial break. It's something very unusual. 29 degrees of Taurus is exact at 6:58 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:58 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. I told you this was an interesting day. And then if all that weren't enough, the moon makes a hard 90-degree square to the sun from 4 degrees of Leo to the sun at 4 degrees of Taurus. It is the waxing quarter moon. It's the midway point between the previous new moon and the upcoming full moon, considered a point of tension. So it's an interesting evening. 7:32 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 10:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:32 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And if all that weren't enough, Venus then enters the, hey, let's communicate and socialize and exercise our intellect, air sign of Gemini. So if you're a sapiosexual, if you're drawn to intelligence, the next few weeks is your bag. That occurs at 9:03 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:03 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 5:03 a.m. tomorrow Greenwich Mean Time. The final aspect of the evening is the moon opposite Pluto from 5 degrees of Leo to Pluto at 5 degrees of Aquarius. This is a little tricky, so don't stay up too late and get into power issues with people. 10:13 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 1:13 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 6:13 a.m. tomorrow Greenwich Mean Time. It is a very full day full of lots of changes. Easy does it, but it does promise to be a very fascinating day. I'm Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please book it on my website. And do it now, because I'm about to raise my prices. starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy today, especially today, no matter what.